29. Gordon H. Clark's Religion, Reason, and Revelation, Presbyterian and Reformed Publishing, 1961. Those who today accept the cosmological argument will immediately deny that its fortunes are indissolubly connected with its formulation by Thomas. There are other ways of stating the argument, they claim, so as to avoid any error that Thomas may have stumbled into. If this were true, one would expect to find this unimpeachable formulation somewhere in the published writings of its defenders, but the fact of the matter is that no such formulation can be found. There are references to the cosmological argument, there are discussions of it, and there are summaries of it, but the full argument itself, with none of the steps omitted, seems never to have been put into print. Hume and Hodge. Therefore, those who defend a cosmological argument without stating what it is must be challenged to answer several objections that would seem to apply to any formulation. No doubt it is Hume who, quite apart from his strictures on the principle of causality, has best expressed those objections. But since Hume was such a vicious antagonist of Christianity, his name is anathema to believers, and they are irrationally inclined to assume the falsity of all he said. The reverse may be closer to the truth. It may be that his conclusions are validly drawn from his premises. He may be perfectly correct in arguing that the existence of God cannot be demonstrated on the basis of sensory experience. And if this is so, Christians should thank him for pointing out a procedure that ends only in embarrassment for them. Hence, Hume's arguments should be examined without any prejudice that he could not possibly have been right. Hume's rejection of natural theology depends chiefly on 2 points. The first point is this: if it is valid to conclude the existence of a cause from observation of its effects, it is nevertheless a violation of reason to ascribe to that cause any properties beyond those necessary to account for the effect. For example, if we see the score and hear the music of Beethoven, and if all our knowledge of Beethoven depends on this observation, we may perhaps conclude that there existed a man with a great degree of musical ability. But it would be irrational to conclude that this musician was also the star quarterback of Bonn University. Similarly, the cosmological argument, if otherwise sound, might give us a God sufficiently powerful to be the cause of what we have observed, but no more. In spite of the remark of some Orthodox theologians that it is already a good deal, one must reply that it is not the omnipotent Creator described in the Bible. What is worse, the argument is not otherwise sound. Paley's famous analogy assumes that the universe is a machine like a watch, and hence needs a divine watchmaker. But Hume questions the analogy. Is the universe a machine? In many natural processes, the universe resembles an organism more than a machine. And if the universe is an organism in spontaneous movement, the analogy of a divine watchmaker falls away. The objection may be stated in still more general terms. Whether the universe is a machine or a living organism, the cosmological argument assumes that it is an effect. As an effect, it needs a cause. But how can it be shown that the world is an effect? Of course, there are causes and effects within the universe. One part causes another part to move, just as one wheel in a watch causes another wheel to move. Even vegetables have causes and effects within them. The cosmological argument, however, requires that the universe as a whole be an effect. But no observation of parts of the universe can give this necessary assumption. To be quite clear about it, no one has ever seen the universe as a whole.